For years, the firearms industry has followed a predictable rhythm. New cartridges are introduced with bold claims, impressive charts, and promises of revolutionary performance. Shooters are told that flatter trajectories, higher velocities, and cutting-edge designs make older calibers irrelevant. Slowly, quietly, many classic cartridges are pushed aside. They disappear from store shelves, from magazine covers, and from online conversations. Not because they stopped working, but because they stopped selling excitement. But in 2025, something unexpected is happening. Hunters and experienced shooters are looking past the hype and rediscovering calibers that never actually failed. These cartridges weren't obsolete, they were simply forgotten. And now, they're coming back for one simple reason. Reality rewards performance, not marketing. Welcome back to Firepower. Today we're talking about 5 forgotten calibers that are suddenly back in 2025. These are not nostalgia pieces. These are cartridges that survived decades of real-world use, were pushed aside by trends, and are now being rediscovered by shooters who care more about results than reputation. By the end of this video, the number 1 caliber on this list may completely change how you think about what truly matters in a hunting cartridge. To understand why these calibers are returning, we need to talk about how shooters actually learn. At first, many people chase numbers, velocity, energy, ballistic coefficients. They study charts and comparisons, believing that more speed and more power automatically equal better results. But after a few seasons in the field, something changes. Missed opportunities. Animals that run farther than expected, fatigue from heavy recoil. Confidence shaken by rifles that are difficult to shoot well under pressure. Experienced hunters eventually reach the same conclusion. The best caliber is not the newest or the fastest. It's the one that works when conditions are imperfect, when the wind shifts, when the angle isn't ideal, when the shot has to be taken quickly. That mindset is driving the comeback of these forgotten calibers. The first cartridge on this list is one of the most influential designs in firearm history, even if many shooters don't realize it. The 7x57 Mauser helped define what a modern rifle cartridge could be. Introduced in the late 19th century, it combined moderate recoil with excellent penetration and accuracy. It wasn't flashy, but it was effective. That effectiveness carried it through wars, hunts, and generations of use. In the field, the 757 Mauser feels calm and controlled. It doesn't punish the shooter, and that matters more than people admit. With high sectional density bullets, it penetrates deeply and consistently. Deer fall easily. Elk and moose are well within its capabilities when paired with proper bullets and disciplined shot placement. Legendary hunters trusted it not because it was powerful, but because it worked exactly as expected every time. In 2025, shooters are rediscovering the value of that balance. In a world dominated by overpowered magnums, the 7x57 feels efficient rather than excessive. It allows hunters to focus on placement instead of managing recoil. It reminds us that effectiveness doesn't have to be violent, it just has to be reliable. Next is a cartridge that has always flown under the radar. The .257 Roberts never enjoyed widespread popularity, but those who used it understood its strengths immediately. Based on the 7.257 case, the .257 Roberts delivers light recoil, excellent accuracy, and surprising effectiveness on deer-sized game. It is gentle on the shooter, but unforgiving to sloppy shot placement. One reason the .257 Roberts is returning is that shooters are becoming more honest about recoil. Heavy recoil looks impressive on paper, but it erodes confidence over time. Long days in the field amplify every mistake. The .257 Roberts allows shooters to stay relaxed, focused, and accurate throughout an entire hunt. With modern bullet designs and +P loadings, its performance now rivals more popular cartridges while preserving its smooth shooting nature. For youth hunters, recoil-sensitive shooters, and anyone who values consistency over spectacle, the .257 Roberts feels like rediscovering something that should never have been abandoned. It doesn't demand attention. It earns trust. At the center of this list is a cartridge that never truly disappeared, but was often misunderstood. The 4570 Government is one of the oldest cartridges still in common use, and yet it feels perfectly suited to modern hunting challenges. Originally designed for black powder rifles, it has evolved dramatically in modern firearms. Today's 4570 loads are not the same cartridges carried in the 19th century. What makes the 4570 special is authority. Heavy bullets moving at moderate velocities create deep penetration and massive energy transfer at close to medium ranges. In thick woods where shots are fast and angles are unpredictable, this matters more than speed. The 4570 doesn't rely on precision at extreme distances. It relies on decisive performance where most real hunting actually happens. Modern lever-action rifles have breathed new life into the 4570. Improved sights, optics mounting options, and stronger actions allow hunters to tailor performance safely and effectively. In bear country, hog country, and dense forests, the 4570 has become a trusted companion once again. It solves a specific problem, and it solves it well. Moving closer to the top, we encounter a cartridge that arrived too early for its own good. The .264 Winchester Magnum was introduced as a high-velocity, flat-shooting marvel. It pushed small-diameter bullets faster than almost anything else at the time. On paper, it was revolutionary. In practice, it suffered from limitations that had nothing to do with its design. Early bullet technology struggled to keep up. Barrel wear became a concern. Competing cartridges with better marketing overshadowed it. Slowly, the .264 Winchester Magnum faded from view, but time has a way of changing circumstances. Modern bullets now offer high ballistic coefficients and controlled expansion. Barrel materials have improved. Hand-loading knowledge has expanded. In 2025, shooters are rediscovering what the .264 Winchester Magnum was always capable of. In open country, its speed reduces wind drift and minimizes range estimation errors. It offers long-range performance without stepping into punishing recoil. For hunters who understand its strengths and respect its limits, the .264 delivers exactly what it promised decades ago. Finally, we reach the caliber that surprises almost everyone, the .35 Remington. For many shooters, the .35 Remington is associated with old lever guns and dense forests. And that association is accurate. But what was once dismissed as outdated is now being recognized for what it truly is. A highly effective woods cartridge that excels where modern designs struggle. The .35 Remington fires heavy, wide bullets at moderate velocities. That combination creates large wound channels and reliable penetration. In close-range hunting, especially in thick brush, speed matters less than momentum and energy transfer. The .35 Remington hits hard, tracks straight, and puts animals down quickly. White-tailed deer taken with a .35 Remington rarely travel far. Black bears respect it. Even elk can be taken ethically within its effective range. Hunters are returning to the .35 Remington because it doesn't demand perfect conditions. It performs when visibility is limited, angles are awkward, and shots need to be decisive. So why are these calibers returning now? The answer is experience. Shooters are tired of chasing trends. Ammunition shortages have forced people to reevaluate what they rely on. Reloaders appreciate cartridges that are forgiving and efficient. Hunters are realizing that confidence matters more than novelty. Technology didn't make these calibers relevant again. Reality did. This doesn't mean modern cartridges are useless. It means progress doesn't erase wisdom. Forgotten calibers aren't inferior. They're specialized. They excel in environments that don't show up in marketing videos. They reward shooters who understand their tools instead of chasing the next big thing. The real lesson here is simple. Physics doesn't change. Animals don't evolve around trends. Penetration, momentum, and shot placement still decide outcomes. And as shooters become more thoughtful, these forgotten calibers are stepping back into the spotlight, not as relics, but as practical solutions. So now the question turns to you. Which forgotten caliber do you trust or want to rediscover? Have you experienced firsthand what these cartridges can do, or are you curious to step away from mainstream choices? Share your experiences in the comments. These conversations matter because the future of hunting and shooting isn't about chasing what's new. It's about understanding what works. And if you want honest comparisons between forgotten calibers and modern trends without marketing noise, make sure you're subscribed to Firepower. Because sometimes the most powerful discoveries aren't new at all. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one.